Hello, my name is Brooke Weibling, and I'm doing my biography speech over Jack Hanna. The reason why I'm doing over Jack Hanna is because I think he is just an amazing inspiration. I grew up watching him, and he really is just the pioneer in animal education. I just remember watching him on David Letterman, on Good Morning America. He had his kids shows, and I remember growing up and watching that, and he inspired me to love animals and just appreciate them, and I just love watching him. And he's basically the pioneer of animal education. Not only did the late Steve Irwin look up to him, Jeff Corwin, basically anyone that had an animal show loved him because he was the one who really started it all. So Jack Hanna was actually born in Knoxville, Tennessee in 1947. He grew up there and was raised there. And at 11 years old, he went to go work with a vet named Dr. Roberts. And that's where he said he really fell in love with animals. That's where he found his love and his appreciation and his respect for them, and realized this is what he wants to do for the rest of his life. There he would clean cages, give them food, water, watch how the doctor handled them, and this is when he realized this is what he wants to do. So from here, he continued his education. He went to primary school in Pennsylvania, and then he moved on to Mussolini College in Ohio, and he graduated there with a bachelor's of arts in science, and he actually met his wife, Susie, there, which was pretty cool. So they got married, and they moved back to Knoxville, Tennessee, and they opened up their own pet store. They both loved animals so much that they wanted to be with them. So they opened up their own pet store called Pet Kingdom, and they did that for a few years, and then Jack actually got an opportunity to work with the Central Florida Zoo. He got offered a job to be the director of it, so they moved there. They moved to Florida. He had 3 young daughters. And unfortunately, their youngest daughter actually developed leukemia. So he actually took time off from the zoo and spent 3 years with his daughter, just taking care of her and trying to make her better and get her through this. So after his daughter went to remission, he saw that the Columbus Zoo was hiring for a director. And back then, the Columbus Zoo was in complete disrepair. It was about to close. Nobody was going to it. It was just a place you didn't want to go or take your family. So he stepped in, and he completely changed this zoo. He turned it from one of the worst zoos in the country to one of the most celebrated and amazing zoos in the country. He updated everything. He brought in new animals, updated habitats, modernized it. He added an 18-hole golf course. He added a water park. I think his crowning achievement was Heart of Africa, which is actually like a safari simulation, a savannah simulation, where you can actually ride through and watch the animals. You can see cheetahs and wildebeest and ostriches in their native habitat in Ohio, which is pretty cool. And you can see giraffes and wild camels. And I just thought it was very cool. And he throws events, and it's just a whole new place. Animal, like, education seminars. He has just transformed it into one of the best zoos in the country, which is an amazing feat. And here is actually where they had 2 twin gorillas born, and this is Good Morning America heard about this, and they wanted him to come on the show. This is where he started off on TV. So he went on, and he talked about it, brought them on, and just won them over. And to this day, he still goes on there and is a wildlife consultant for there and many other news shows. And then after that is when he got on David Letterman, and this is what I really remember him. David Letterman, I remember watching with my parents, and whenever Jack Hanna came on, I got so excited because I loved him, and I loved seeing all the animals he brought. It was just so cool, and I actually have a couple pictures right here of him and Dave just talking, having their animal talks. And here's another one of them. They're seeing like a llama. But I just thought I just loved watching that. That made my night if I got to see Jack Hanna. And then later on, he got his children's shows, which I watched too. I grew up on him. And I just loved him. So he actually went on, and he did a whole bunch of different shows. He actually went to Maury, he went on to Oprah, he went to Ellen DeGeneres, and he just talked to everybody and got famous. And because you could truly see how much he loved and cared and just respected and just wanted to educate people on how much animals are just amazing. So he did his shows, and he also went back to Columbus Zoo, and him and actually a colleague, they developed a grassroots program for the mountain gorillas in Rwanda, and it's called Partners in Conservation. And they actually funded a school and an orphanage out there, and they go out there all the time. And his wife actually bought a house, and they go visit every year. And they just love to study them. They said they have learned so much in just in 2 years, more than they ever thought they would. And just the conservation of them, their habitat, their behavior. And he said that him and his wife, his favorite things to do is go hiking with the mountain gorillas. Could you imagine doing that in Rwanda, hiking with mountain gorillas? That's absolutely amazing to me. So he actually started doing a lot of TV shows. He came back and he started his own TV shows. And one was Jack Hanna, Animals in the Wild. And he actually got 3 daytime Emmys, which is pretty amazing. And he just had so much work he was doing with the zoo, or with his TV shows, that he had to quit doing so much work at the zoo because he was on the road so much. He just felt he wasn't giving his complete dedication to it. So he basically just quit there, but he still goes there a lot to do events, and he holds TV shows there. And he just is all around the world just educating everybody about every kind of animal you can think of. And he has like 2 other shows out still. He's just an amazing man, and he's such an inspiration to me, and I know to many other people as well. And I just hope someday, if I could follow in his footsteps, I'd be the happiest person in the world. So, that's Jack Hanna for you. Thank you.